Hello. So I just want to share my build with ya. Um, been playing Sorceress this league with the new Ascendancy. I made a couple classes this league, Star Druid of course, but this has been the one I've taken the farthest and what I've been most engaged with. And I haven't seen anybody else do this kind of build archetype with the plants and using the Djinn ascendancy that's specifically around overgrowing the plants with Navira's Oasis. So I just wanted to like share kind of like what that looks like and how I'm building it out. Just like share ideas and whatever. If you compare this to something like Rax's plant build or whatever, his far superior, given that he just like one click gets through everything and like crushes with insane damage. But I do not play trade. I am on the standard league, but I just don't engage with trade. I like it's like natural progression of the game and the excitement of whatever I find. And I also like builds that have, I don't know, there's like more gameplay to them rather than like being a glass cannon and it's like kill or be killed essentially, even though a lot of this game kind of inevitably boils down to that. But yeah, anyways, I've been having fun with this shit. So the general loop is like put Frost Bomb down to get the cold infusion that makes the Ice Nova big as fuck, and then when you have the chilled ground you can convert it to Navira's Oasis, which overgrows plants. So you see the purple things growing and popping, and then these also grow bigger, do more damage. This Oasis lasts for a very long time, so you could just like keep casting and everything in this area is overgrowing. Even if you're on the edge of it, outside of it, they'll still overgrow. They just have to pass through an area that overgrows them, which is nice. And yeah, it's been pretty cool because you get the benefit of like freezing stuff as well as the physical damage spells. What was I gonna say? Alright, there's also Navira's Embrace, which is like the basic node that you get for Navira, whatever else you get for her. So it protects from damage. It eats like a percentage of damage based on mana. Well, the max damage it could take is based on your mana, but it only protects you from stuff that's outside of the bubble. So, admittedly, quite situational. But it has saved me quite a bit. But yeah, that aspect with a couple other things I'll talk about do kind of like make me want to go more into mana. Just like a mana based build. I'm very split between like everything I'm using. Armor, energy shield, and then I also benefit from mana. I've been using this chest piece for a long time, which gives armor based on mana, and then mana regen also increases energy shield recharge rate. But yeah, I found this flask too, which was like perfectly rolled. And since it doesn't let you use charges, I put ambrosia on the thrashing vines. So they'll use charges to add extra lightning damage. Alright, the other thing about the Oasis is that it gives you a massive amount of damage regain as life and mana, and then it also constantly gives you flash charges. I'm hoping to find a way to get quality on it. I know there's one of those special support gems that give quality. But I have to find one of those. But yeah, charge regen is pretty good. So I was just building around all those elements. I am looking to go more into just like way more into the mana based aspect of the build. I just have to figure a couple other things out. I would switch to this node so that elemental damage is taken from mana before life, but then I just have to figure out, I guess, how I'm protecting my life from physical and chaos still. It's kind of tricky to really fit in enough armor to really justify it, but we'll see. I'll definitely start experimenting with some other stuff pretty soon. But I still am like kind of geared into mana in some aspects. Admittedly, I'm very unoptimized right now, but the build's still kicking ass. I think the highest tier map I've done is like 13 at the moment. I cleared my 4th ascendancy quite easily. And I am using 2 weapon sets. So one is for like the ice stuff, like you see here, and then I have other for like the physical spell stuff. I also grabbed this because I'll probably change out of this eventually, but since I'm doing crit and physical spells, build pin as well. It is very overkill on the immobilization between the chilled ground, the vines that slow, and then I build up pin too. It's pretty crazy. And I freeze stuff as well. Yeah, it's just kind of cool to have. I mean, I don't know how often corrupted blood is really in this game. It's not as abundant as PoE1, but also just like not having to deal with life regen on enemies is quite nice. That mod tends to piss me off, but my DPS tends to not be enough for that, I guess. But yeah, I guess I'll do a map and then just show you how the build works. Let's see. But yeah, fair warning. This build is I run a 13. I actually just run my first 13. Didn't seem too bad. There's also 2 mods. I honestly don't really have much of any mods I look out for that I won't run. Some are worse than others, but I haven't really had to worry about any too much. Cooldown recovery sucks because the frost bomb duration, but honestly I think the one I fear the most is like the crit chance and damage. What are you doing? Hold on. Holding my cat prisoner. I feel like there was something else I was gonna say. This game is kind of loud. So yeah, general flow, I put the ace bomb out to get charges, expose. Honestly, I can map a lot without doing the oasis and overgrowing stuff. Oh yeah, I'm also using mana flare to just like trigger explosions based on mana. Especially because this hits so much with the entangle. It procs quite frequently. Proximal tangibility is like one of the worst mods, so I have to get close instead of just kiting constantly, but Oh, I have the gem on my Ice Nova to make it expand. So sometimes I'll like wait to change it into an Oasis. Oh, this is a fuck spot. Just to get a bigger AoE. I'll like wait. But also it looks cool to like send out all the vines and then overgrow them all at once. Like that. Also invest in quite a bit of AoE because, well, for one, there's a lot of things that kind of just benefit from AoE. But the main thing is that the vines will go further. They'll attach from a further range to keep slowing stuff. But then also the overgrowths, the explosions will overlap more. So it actually like increases my damage by having AoE. I have the node to knockback, 20% chance knockback. Which is not like a major aspect of the build, but it's kind of just an added benefit to push stuff away from me. Admittedly, this build is not very visual clarity friendly, but who really cares about seeing? As long as everything dies. It's not part of the vision. Yeah, I just wanted to show how this build looks. Not really a whole in-depth build guide or whatever. But yeah, I know, I saw Matha was doing like plants with this ascendancy, but he didn't go into the Djinn that actually does the overgrowth stuff. So I just wanted to like explore how this could actually function. An aspect I like of it is that, oh no, I'm freezing. A lot of builds tend to be like specialized in a certain damage type, but I feel like I have freedom to like do all these different damage types and just focus on the other aspects of it, like the AoE and the crit, the mana, that is ultimately benefiting everything I'm doing. I actually didn't really expect, well, when I first saw like the plant skills revealed, it didn't really look fun to me at all. And I even didn't really plan to do plant skills when I started this character. I just wanted to try the ascendancy in general. But for whatever reason, this like became the most alluring thing to me to dig into and test stuff out. Gotta find the other rituals. I also just happen to have like the cosmetics to kind of like really deliver on the fantasy of the character, because I have this water effect when I sprint and dodge. I also just put this this robot from Varashta-Vaal, the other league, to get the levitating effect. It's pretty cool. Oh, hello. Yeah, even though this seems quite spammy, which it definitely is, but there is a lot of like conscious intent to like when I use what skill. Especially with the bubble, I have to be aware of where to place it and like how I sit in it, how I navigate it. It's fun. I like kind of nuanced things like that. Hi. I feel like these bosses don't really drop much. That's cool. Dude, the other map, I had a rogue exile in a ritual, so I got his drops like 4 times. Unfortunately, it was a mercenary, but still cool. Just get like hella uniques from it. Oh, that's the last one. Been trying to get this omen. Alright. But yeah, I think you get the idea. I'm trying to think if there's other aspects of the build I wanted to talk about. Anything else kind of special? Not really. It's kind of crazy how much damage I have on this Arctic armor just for stuff hitting me. Particularly when I have my staff with like +6. But yeah, my gear is like highly not optimized as well. I just put these gloves on for the spell damage, obviously. They rolled perfect as well for the cast speed, and I like don't really have to worry about it. I have what is it? The cast speed based on how many spells you've cast, different spells you cast in the past 8 seconds. The tier 2 cast speed is only 20%, so that's like 2 spells to get the same benefit, which I'm casting many more than that constantly. So that like highly negates that little cast speed nerf from the gloves. I did roll this ring as like pretty dang good, except the chaos damage doesn't really do anything for me. The fire damage benefits from the mana flare. Not entirely ideal, but it's pretty dope. Yeah. Sorry, I know this is like kind of all over the place, but once again, I'm not intending to do a very formal like build guide. Just like sharing what I've been doing. The other little key thing I've realized, just like working with this build, So on the Oasis, I have the persistent ground, which makes it stay longer. It also does suppressive ground, so things have less cooldown. Whatever. But a while ago I had this on the Ice Nova, and I realized that wouldn't let me trigger the Oasis from it because it can't be destroyed. So important to put that on the Oasis and not the Ice Nova. And yeah, the Ice Nova I have expand because I don't cast it that frequently, so I can get 90% basically every time I cast it, 90% AoE. And then I also have encroaching ground, which makes it spread over time. But yeah, that's it. I just wanted to show this build. Maybe do an update whenever I mess around with more of the mana stuff and figure that stuff out. And yeah.